In the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers pierced the sky like giants guarding their secrets, a single dad named Jack trudged down the crowded sidewalk, his worn-out boots echoing faintly against the concrete. It was one of those rainy afternoons that seemed to mirror the storm inside him, gray, unrelenting, and heavy with unspoken burdens. Jack clutched a crumpled paper bag in his hand, containing his last sandwich, the only meal he had left after scraping together pennies from odd jobs. Little did he know, this simple act of survival was about to collide with destiny in the most unexpected way. Imagine this, a man at his lowest, sharing his final bite with a stranger, only to discover that kindness ripples further than we ever dream. Stick around till the end, because this story will touch your heart and remind you why compassion changes everything. If it moves you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life tales that prove miracles happen every day. Jack was 38, a former mechanic whose life had unraveled like a frayed wire 2 years ago. His wife, Emily, had been the light of his world, but cancer stole her away too soon, leaving him with their 5-year-old son, Tommy, and a mountain of medical bills that no insurance could fully cover. He'd lost his job in the aftermath, drowning in grief and debt. Now, he bounced between temp gigs, fixing cars in back alleys, delivering packages on foot, anything to keep a roof over their heads in their tiny apartment on the city's edge. Tommy was his everything, a bright-eyed boy who asked too many questions about mommy in heaven. That day, Jack had skipped breakfast to save the sandwich for lunch, planning to split it with Tommy later. But fate had other plans. As Jack approached the grand steps of the city's central library, a marble monument to knowledge and escape, he spotted a little girl sitting alone, her small frame hunched over, sobs shaking her shoulders. She couldn't have been more than 8, with curly brown hair matted by the drizzle and a pink backpack slung carelessly beside her. Tears streamed down her cheeks, mixing with raindrops, and she wiped them away with the sleeve of her oversized jacket. The sight stopped Jack in his tracks. In a city where people rushed by without a second glance, her loneliness pierced him like a knife. He remembered Tommy's cries after Emily's funeral, how helpless he'd felt. Without thinking, Jack sat down a few steps away, not wanting to scare her. "Hey, kiddo," he said softly, his voice rough from exhaustion but kind. "Rough day? Looks like the rain's got us both down." The girl looked up, her big blue eyes red-rimmed and wary. She sniffled, clutching her knees to her chest. I lost my mom," she whispered, her voice trembling. "We were supposed to meet here after school, but she's late, and my phone died. Everyone's gone, and I'm scared." Jack's heart ached. He glanced around, no sign of anyone searching for her. The library was closing soon, and the streets were emptying. "Well, I'm Jack," he said, offering a small smile. "And this is no place to be alone. How about we wait together? I've got a sandwich here. It's nothing fancy, peanut butter and jelly, but it's better than an empty stomach while we figure this out." She hesitated, then nodded slowly. "I'm Lily," she murmured. Jack unwrapped the sandwich, his stomach growling in protest. It was his last one, bought with the change from his morning shift. But looking at Lily's tear-streaked face, he couldn't eat it alone. He tore it in half, handing her the bigger piece. "Here, half for you, half for me. My son Tommy loves these. Says they're like hugs in bread form." Lily took it tentatively, nibbling at the edge. As she ate, her sobs quieted, replaced by hesitant chatter. She told him about school, how she loved drawing but hated math, and how her mom worked a lot but always made time for bedtime stories. Jack listened, sharing bits about Tommy, how he collected rocks and dreamed of being an astronaut. For a moment, on those cold steps, they were just two people connecting in a world that often felt disconnected. Unbeknownst to Jack, across the street in a sleek black SUV with tinted windows, a woman watched every second. Sophia Harrington was no ordinary mom, she was the CEO of Harrington Tech, a billion-dollar empire in software and innovation. At 42, she'd built her company from a garage startup, navigating boardrooms filled with skeptics who doubted a single mother could lead. Lily was her world, the result of a brief marriage that ended in divorce when her ex couldn't handle her ambition. Sophia had been stuck in a high-stakes meeting that ran over, her phone on silent. Panic had set in when she realized the time, racing to the library only to spot Lily from afar. But then she saw the man, the stranger, sitting with her daughter, sharing his food. Sophia's first instinct was alarm. Who was this guy? She gripped her phone, ready to call security. But as she observed, something shifted. He wasn't intrusive, he was gentle, listening to Lily with genuine interest. When he split the sandwich, his only one, by the look of his threadbare clothes, Sophia's breath caught. In her world of cutthroat deals and luxury, acts of pure kindness were rare. She remembered her own struggles early on, scraping by as a young mom, wishing for someone to show her mercy. Tears welled in her eyes as she watched Lily smile for the first post-cry time. This man had no idea who they were, yet he gave what little he had. Back on the steps, Lily finished her half, her spirits lifting. "Thanks, Jack. You're nice. My mom says strangers can be scary, but you're like a dad from a storybook." Jack chuckled, though his own half sat uneaten in his lap. Storybooks got it right sometimes. "Hey, let's see if we can find your mom. What's her name?" "Lily." "Oh, thank God." Sophia's voice cut through the rain as she hurried across the street, her designer coat flapping. She scooped Lily into her arms, hugging her tightly. "I was so worried. My meeting ran late, I'm so sorry, sweetie." "Mom." Lily beamed. "This is Jack. He shared his sandwich with me. It was yummy." Sophia turned to Jack, her sharp eyes softening as she took him in, his tired face, the empty paper bag. "Thank you," she said sincerely. "I saw what you did. Most people would have walked by." Jack stood, brushing off his jeans awkwardly. "No big deal. Just glad she's safe. Take care, kiddo." He waved at Lily and turned to leave, not expecting anything more. But Sophia wasn't one to let kindness go unrewarded. "Wait," she called. "What's your name?" "I owe you." "Jack Thompson," he replied, pausing. "And you don't owe me anything. Just pay it forward someday." As Jack walked away, Sophia pulled out her phone, noting his name. That night, while Lily slept soundly, Sophia did what she did best, research. A quick search revealed Jack's story: widower, single dad, buried in debt from medical bills. Her company had a foundation for community aid, but this felt personal. The next day, she tracked him down through public records, showing up at his auto shop job with an offer he couldn't refuse, a position as a lead mechanic in her company's fleet division, complete with benefits and a salary that would clear his debts. Jack stared at the contract in disbelief. "Why me? I just shared a sandwich." Sophia smiled. "Because in a world full of takers, you gave. And I watched every second. It reminded me that real strength comes from the heart, not a bank account." But the story didn't end there. Jack's new job brought stability, allowing him to enroll Tommy in better schools and even start a small savings fund. He and Sophia crossed paths often, company events, playdates for the kids. Lily and Tommy became fast friends, their laughter filling weekends. What started as gratitude blossomed into something deeper. Sophia, guarded by years of corporate armor, found in Jack a partner who saw her as more than a CEO. He valued her vulnerabilities, her late nights, her fierce love for Lily. Jack, in turn, rediscovered joy, his grief softening in the warmth of new connections. Challenges arose, of course. Jack struggled with the corporate world, feeling out of place among suits and spreadsheets. There were nights he doubted himself, whispering to Emily's photo, "Am I doing this right?" Sophia faced backlash from her board, whispers of favoritism. And the kids, Lily missed her old routine, Tommy feared change. But they resolved them together. Jack took classes to bridge his skills, proving his worth through hard work. Sophia defended her decisions with data and passion, showing how Jack's expertise saved costs. Family therapy helped the children adjust, turning blended lives into a tapestry of support. One evening, a year later, on those same library steps, Jack proposed to Sophia under a clear sky. "I had no idea that sandwich would lead here," he said, kneeling with a simple ring. "But I'm grateful every day." She said yes, tears flowing as freely as Lily's had that fateful afternoon. Their wedding was intimate, surrounded by friends who'd witnessed the journey. Tommy and Lily stood as ring bearer and flower girl, giggling conspiratorially. In the end, this tale isn't just about a sandwich or a watchful mom, it's about how one small act can ignite a chain of miracles. Jack went from scraping by to thriving, not through luck, but through empathy. Sophia learned that vulnerability strengthens, not weakens. And the kids? They grew up knowing kindness as the greatest currency. So, if this story tugged at your heartstrings, remember, your next act of compassion could change a life, or yours. Like this video if it inspired you, subscribe for more uplifting stories, and share your own kindness moments in the comments. Who knows? Your story might be next. Thanks for watching, stay kind out there.